Bowen, you really are one of the true legends in deep learning and really more broadly in AI. You were the chief scientist on Watson, right, on AI Watson. And now you've left and you've gone to a company that really is selling things to people. You've gone, let's be honest, from a company that was helping to cure cancer, from a company that was, doing stuff at the real cutting edge to what was it about going to JD that appealed to you? What was it about that company that really appealed to you?
Well, I think the one reason we are doing AI is actually want to enable the technology to help people, to see more real-world applications of AI that doing social good. So I think e-commerce in China has been growing tremendously.
Absolutely.
And JD, as a worldwide leader in that space, has enormous amount of data as well as application scenarios. I think this is very attractive to any AI scientist from a technology space. So to answer your question, the first motivation is applying AI to more real-world scenarios.
Right.
B, you have lots of data, you have lots of huge user space in China, and you're gonna, as an AI scientist, you're gonna have a huge impact.
When I was at Baidu, I worked very closely with somebody who you know very well, Andrew Ng, who was one of the founders of the Google Brain project and led the Stanford AI lab. He used to talk about how instantaneously you could impact hundreds of millions of people with the AI applications that he would develop at Baidu. Was that also part of it? There's the magnitude of the impact that you could suddenly have.
That's exactly.
Yeah, I can imagine that it would be. But I also imagine it must be a very different culture than it is, going back to China after working in the United States for so very long. I know as kind of a guileless American, it's very difficult sometimes to navigate that space. Were there cultural differences in going to that company that made it, even though you did spend your whole youth in China, did you encounter any difficulties in re-entry?
Well, just like when I went to US when I was a student, I encountered some culture shock.
Yeah.
When I went back to China 18 months ago, of course I need to learn how to adapt. China has been progressed so extensively over the last 3 decades. So, but I think but that's what I expected. So really no huge surprise. And in terms of JD is a very customer oriented. We pay a lot of attention to see consumer end to give them the best possible customer experiences. At IBM, we are more business customer oriented. We are more on the 2B end.
Right.
So that's also some difference. It's different type of companies.
One was B2B, and now you're doing real B2C.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But also a similar path here as well, because at JD we are transforming ourselves from a retailer, which is mostly a B2C model. We are also building infrastructures to enable and empower small business owners in China to do retail, online, offline, more efficiently. So from that regard, there's also similarity here. So there's, I need to using technology to help consumer, and I also export technology to enable business and to serve their customers. Yeah.
So let's talk about the differences in terms of the AI environment in China and the United States. There's been a lot of discussion. Probably one book that I would highly recommend is called AI Superpowers, which really directly contrasts the United States and China in terms of their prowess in AI. And it's written by another of your peers, another one of the leading AI scientists in the world, another person who's ethnically Chinese, Mr. Kai-Fu Lee. Kai-Fu talks about, he frankly talks about the fact that we are no longer in China, or really in the world, in an age of AI innovation, that we are in a stage of AI implementation. And for that reason, the fact that China maybe doesn't have the really high-level AI architects capable of writing the high-level algorithms, they do have many competent AI coders and researchers who are able to execute and implement deep learning and other forms of AI. Do you agree with that assessment? And do you
Well, I think yes or no.
Okay.
So, China, as I mentioned, that does have an enormous amount of application scenarios of AI. And I also observed that there's a widespread of eagerness of people adopting new technologies to have a more convenient, experiences.
Right.
So this all encourages, AI application, like you said, very, very advanced in China. So if you want to build an AI system at a scale and at a speed, I think there is no better place than China in this world for now, given the enormous, population size and the pervasiveness of mobile internet. But on the other hand, I also think we are still at the early stage of AI. Don't believe in what you were told in the science fiction films. I think AI is still at its childhood, and we need lots of innovations to make AI more advanced. So today's AI is more about using machine learning to better machine perception from big data. We actually lacking of long-term memories, complicated reasoning capabilities. So without any of those technology coming to reality anytime soon, I think most of the warnings about AI are really not are baseless at this point.
But Andrew used to joke, he would say, worrying about armies of killer robots today is like worrying about overpopulation on Mars right now.
Exactly.
We're not really at that point yet.
So that's why innovation, I think, is very important, not only in Europe, in US, but also in China. So we are together on this.
Let's talk about the data that a company like JD has access to right now. Data is obviously it's the rocket fuel that you need to power the rockets of the AI algorithms and of these big, neural networks, right? You need to have that data. Some of your competitors, one of your competitors in particular, Alibaba, they have a lot of different applications that they've invested in, everything from on-demand services to a payment system. Do you think that you're at something of a disadvantage vis-a-vis them in terms of the sheer amount and variety of data that you can cross-reference that's available to you?
I think JD's business is that JD is a large retailer in China, so that it's a very significant distinction from many players in China. Like just a marketplace.
Right.
The difference between a retailer and the marketplace is that JD actually buy goods from our suppliers and manufacturers, and we store them in our own warehouse, and we deliver them to our customers using our own logistic infrastructure. So this the longest chain of business actually gives us a very good advantage of accessing data from manufacturing to transportation to consumption, and I think this gives us lots of potentials to serve our customers better.
Supply chain, logistics, delivery, all of these things.
Exactly.
You're doing a lot of really interesting work. I don't know if you have a slide that you want to show that's related to that in what we broadly a genre that we call new retail.
Oh, sure.
And we're mainly talking about unmanned stores, right? This is a very exciting area that JD is pioneering, right?
Okay. How much time do I have? I just give a talk about 25 minutes
We have about,
elsewhere.
Yeah.
But I can give you a short version of that. 2 or 3 minutes?
Yeah, we can take 5 minutes
Okay.
and show some of the things that you think that are maybe worth seeing.
Okay. So let me show you this maybe.
Because I think that while you're looking, I think a lot of people can easily imagine the way that AI would be implemented in online retail.
Yes.
You'd have better recommendation engines.
Right.
You would have, there's a lot of, I think any one of us in this room
Yes.
can imagine a dozen ways in which AI
Yes.
can power that.
That's great. Let me show. This is an online example, but let me show you
Sure.
an offline one.
What are we looking at here?
Let me show the offline one. I'm still moving there. Okay. So this is the offline one. So this is the first ever AI checkout system deployed in Hong Kong.
Okay.
I work with our partner, the Lian Phone Group. I just launched this product last month in Hong Kong. So what's the unique about this product here is this probably the first in the world that pure AI-based offline checkout system, for grocery stores. So with this product, customers can put the multiple products off the shelf and on the checkout system and put them in any angle. Because we don't use RFID or barcode. You can just put them in any way you want to put them. And
So
everything will be checked out.
This computer vision.
Computer vision.
So I see. It uses computer vision.
So we recognize all the products instantly and price. And after deploying the system in Hong Kong, the operation manager told us that this can save the offline checkout time by 30%.
So how many stock keeping units, SKUs, would you have in this kind of a
we can support up to 2,000 SKUs.
2,000?
Yeah, so this is a video demo, if you don't mind.
Take a look.
Yeah.
And what's your plan for rollout with this? How aggressive are you rolling out these unmanned stores in mainland China, especially?
I'm running an AI R&D team at JD, and I'm also the head of AI business for JD.
Right.
So, interestingly, I did not put any marketing plan for this product, but it has been deployed in Hong Kong. Since then, I have received lots of inquiries from retailers in Hong Kong and also overseas. So I think I will be forced to move faster to deploy the system. My plan was actually take a longer time to, I told you it's 2,000 SKUs. Right? I want to make it even bigger. I want to support probably a medium-sized grocery store. When I say 2,000, if you're long retailing, this is not a too big a store. But it turns out, there are needs out there in the real world. People are running, 2,000 SKU stores need a fast checkout because, I don't know, many of you have probably went to Hong Kong. When you see convenience stores, you want to buy breakfast and lunch. If you see lots of people out there waiting for checkout, you just go to next store. You go to the competitor's place. So this kind of technology can help them tremendously.
And will you be rolling this out as a B2B initiative as well for existing brick and mortar retailers who might want to use your systems? Or is it just going to be JD branded retail outlets?
This one is rolled out in Lian Feng Group. So,
so it's not a JD?
No, it's not a JD.
I see. It's just powered by JD.
It's powered by JD. It's a technology from JD, but we work with the partners to deploy in their stores.
Okay.
So that's one thing unique about my AI team at JD. So we are supporting simultaneously all in-house AI needs as well as external clients.
So you're going to be putting a lot of store clerks out of business, out of jobs.
Oh no, this is actually going to helping stores to run store efficiently. So this is not meant to be unmanned convenience store. This is to be convenience store with minimal investment. So they don't have to add additional staff for rush hours, but they can serve the customer better.
So what's the benefits to a store to go to?
So like I explained earlier, so there are two benefits to the store. One, this gonna cut off the checkout time by 30% of rush hours, right? So this gonna serve the clients better, customers better. And secondly, if you don't have a long line in your checkout during rush hours, likely you're gonna get more customers coming to you to buy stuff.
You move people through quicker.
You get more revenue.
Absolutely.
So that's dual benefits as far as I can see.
So Bowen, you're here in Hamburg. I mean, there's got to be some reason why you thought that it was a good idea for you to come to speak to this august group. What are JD's plans for Europe right now, and what's your footprint here like right now? Are you mainly looking at Europe as a source for, say, luxury goods, or are you also looking at it as a market in its own right?
So of course, JD has interest in serving our global customers the best way possible. But currently, we are mainly expanding our e-commerce business in Southeast Asia, which includes, at this point, Indonesia and Thailand. And we have always been working very closely with European brands to bring them to Chinese markets. So we, from wine to luxury watches, dress, everything. So I think Europe and the US might be our long-term goals in terms of e-commerce market. But I think at this point we are very happy to help European brands to reach out to Chinese consumers. That's on the one hand of it. I'm also have an AI lab in Cambridge, UK. So I'm also very eager to work with AI talents across Europe to solve the AI problems at scale.
Right. Are you concerned at all right now, though, as you develop R&D labs in places like Cambridge or in Silicon Valley, about the regulatory environment right now, about problems that are evolving, suspicions about Chinese technology companies? Has that affected your business or your strategy at all?
As a person who has lived in US as well as in China, also visited quite often for business. So I'm a strong believer that technology and talents need a community,
right.
need collaborations. So I think this is part of the reason why technology, including AI, has been so dramatically improved over the last decades of years. So I do hope this will continue.
You're pretty confident that you think that we will be able to work things out and you'll be able to continue to tap into talent from outside of.
I think so. Otherwise, there'll be, not good for anybody at this point.
And are you worried? I mean, 'cause you talked about expansion into some of these foreign markets. All the Chinese companies are eyeing these same markets. They're all looking for countries that look like China did 10 years ago, right? And so everyone's got their eye on Indonesia. Everyone's got their eye on Thailand, Vietnam, especially. 85 million people. It's just the size of a Chinese province, right? What is your competitive advantage outside of China versus your major competitor, Alibaba, which is also quite aggressive?
I think when we started JD 18 years ago, I think we should be the model that focusing on customer experiences and authenticity of the products. And we have a firm belief that with the expansion of middle classes in China and elsewhere in the world, people will appreciate fast delivery experiences, like what we are doing in China now. 90% of the orders from JD.com will be fulfilled either on the same day, very same day, or the next day.
He says this, and I have to say it's absolutely true. I was a huge user of JD. If I needed a new mouse, if I needed a new keyboard, if I even needed a new iMac, I could get it hours later, delivered to my door from JD. It's an unbelievable logistics system.
Exactly. Thank you. Because that's also my own experiences for the last 8 years.
And AI must play a role in that logistics, right?
Indeed.
Okay.
Let me tell you one story about that.
Yeah.
Is when the iPhone 7 first came out in China, we got the first online order being placed for the new iPhone 7. And in 10 minutes, the delivery happened. The phone is on the customer's hands.
10 minutes?
In 10 minutes. Why could this happen?
Wow.
Because we are,
I can't cross the street in Beijing in 10 minutes. I mean.
No, because, we are using aggregated data to analyze the neighborhood and, understanding, how we live in Beijing, right?
Sure.
Some neighborhood has higher chance to purchase iPhone.
Right.
And we actually, that's another benefit that we have our own warehouse and the delivery vehicles. So we actually deploy the iPhones using our AI and big data analysis to this neighborhood that we have a firm belief, these places will have Apple fans and they will order iPhone sooner than other places. So that's why part of the reason why this happened. Of course, we have an amazing working force for us as well.
Well, Christine is going to present some ideas maybe that will challenge some of our thinking about the way that data is used in China. And some of these, so I'm very much looking. But first, let me please have a warm round of applause for Dr. Bowen Zhou. Thank you.